The Beast Burger.
I opened up the world's first free restaurant. And if that wasn't enough, I also paid people to eat at my restaurant. Money for you, money for you, money for you. You better come get a Beast Burger.
MrBeast Burger was the first major warning sign, launching in December 2020. At the time, it looked like the smartest business expansion any creator had ever attempted. A genius move. Launch a nationwide restaurant chain without ever touching a kitchen. Partner with hundreds of ghost kitchens, and let his name alone carry the product.
It was everywhere.
Pretty good, you know.
That's good!
That's fine.
It's not bad at all.
He even opened a physical location which over 10,000 people came to.
For the first few months, it worked. Orders flooded in because people trusted him. Fans wanted to taste something from their favorite creator, even if it wasn't gourmet food. But the problem was never the idea. The problem was the execution. Because the truth is simple. You can't expect a network of random kitchens you've never visited to maintain consistent quality for millions of orders. You can't scale trust faster than you can inspect the kitchens. And the moment reality caught up, everything fell apart.
YouTube personality MrBeast is taking his show to the courtroom as he sues the company that provides food for the restaurants that bear his name. MrBeast's real name is James Donaldson. He partnered with Virtual Dining Concepts in 2020 to provide food for his MrBeast branded fast food chain. But Donaldson claims things went terribly wrong after Virtual Dining Concepts delivered food that customers labeled inedible. He's filed a lawsuit asking for damages, claiming the poor condition of the food served in his name has damaged his reputation. Photos of Beast burgers that appear to be uncooked have appeared on social media, one calling the burger wasted money.
Ghost kitchens are inconsistent even when a trained restaurant brand tries to manage them. So handing over the entire operation to dozens of random kitchens, some barely functional, was a disaster waiting to happen, and people didn't have to wait long. By early 2021, photos of undercooked chicken and moldy buns were everywhere. Customers posted videos of soggy burgers, cold fries dumped into bags, boxes leaking grease, and food that looked like it had been assembled during an earthquake. And because it was MrBeast, every complaint amplified 10 times louder. Because fans didn't feel like they were reviewing a restaurant, they felt like they were exposing someone they trusted.
Reviews on YouTube haven't been much better.
I'm gonna take one more bite just to give him another chance. Oh. No, that's just disgusting. The meat has like a weird aftertaste. Like it almost kind of tastes like sausage.
These onions are raw. These are not caramelized onions. I feel deceived and I'm no longer as excited as I was before I opened this, but I'm still gonna eat them and hope that they're delicious.
By 2022, the situation escalated from complaints to a full-blown reputation crisis. This wasn't normal bad food. This was raw, unsafe, sometimes disgusting food that absolutely should not have been sold under anyone's name, let alone the biggest YouTuber in the world. And for the first time, people realized something uncomfortable. MrBeast had no real control over his own business. He had signed his name to a product that he could not supervise, could not maintain, and could not fix once it started breaking. In July 2023, MrBeast sued Virtual Dining Concepts for ruining his reputation. VDC responded with a $100 million countersuit, saying Jimmy abandoned the project. The entire partnership turned into a legal circus and exposed the truth behind the brand. This product wasn't a company built to last. It was a viral idea treated like a long-term business. The hype lasted months. The problems lasted years. The collapse was inevitable. And as bad as MrBeast Burger was, it didn't teach him the lesson he needed. Because instead of slowing down after that public disaster, he started expanding faster. More businesses, more announcements, more ideas thrown into the world with the confidence that everything would work out because his name was attached. The next attempt at empire building came in the form of Beast Mobile. The story of Beast Mobile is interesting because it's a failure before launch, and the timeline shows exactly why. In 2024, a leaked investor deck obtained by Business Insider revealed that MrBeast was planning to launch his own phone company in 2025. The plan was to create an MVNO, the same model used by Mint Mobile and other celebrity-backed carriers. On paper, it sounded promising. Partner with AT&T, T-Mobile, or Verizon, rent network capacity, then sell affordable phone plans to the millions of fans who idolize him. Even brands like Mint Mobile sold for $1.35 billion using this exact strategy, so the idea wasn't the problem. The problem was everything around it. The leak showed Beast Industries executives exploring not just mobile data plans, but fintech, mobile gaming, digital services, and a full-blown expansion into industries that had nothing to do with Jimmy's expertise. And this is where the collapse begins before the company even touches the market. Because the idea of MrBeast launching a phone service only works if he has the operational backbone to support it. But the reality behind the scenes was that his media business was losing money. According to Bloomberg, Feastables made around $250 million in 2023, and over $20 million in profit. That sounds impressive until you realize his media business lost nearly $80 million in the same year. The YouTube videos, the giant challenges, the world record stunts, the massive giveaways were eating capital faster than his product companies could earn it back. So Beast Mobile wasn't being built from strength. It was being built from desperation. A way to create a new revenue stream to cover gaps created by an oversized media empire. And the public didn't believe in it because they had already seen multiple MrBeast products fall apart. Launching a food brand and watching it rot on TikTok changed how people viewed his credibility. Launching a kid-targeted product like Lunchley with misleading healthy claims and mold problems made people question whether he knew anything about quality control. And launching an AI tool that scraped thumbnails without consent turned people against the idea of him automating creativity. So by the time Beast Mobile leaked in 2024, the public wasn't excited. They were suspicious, they were tired, and they were no longer blindly trusting a brand that had repeatedly shown sloppy execution. But MrBeast being MrBeast just postponed the release of Beast Mobile to 2026. And then there's Finger on the App.
Wait, stop scrolling. I just dropped a brand new app and you can win lots of money. And all you have to do is put your finger on the app like this. And the last person to take their finger off the app wins $25,000. The competition starts in 8 days. You can be in practice mode right now and, get some training in. If you're the last to take your finger off this app, you win $25,000. Good luck.
The first Finger on the App came out in June 2020 and was simple. Touch the screen and hold it. Last person wins money. But even in its early version, the flaws were there. The servers were unstable, the app was glitchy, and people complained about random disconnects. But the real disaster was Finger on the App 2.
For Finger on the App 2, $100,000 on the line. Good luck.
Launched in March 2021. This time, the audience was bigger, the stakes were higher, and the flaws were impossible to hide. Bots invaded instantly. Jailbroken devices, automated touch scripts, pressure tools, and advanced cheating software spoiled the entire competition. Real users held their phones for hours, only to lose to automated systems that never even got tired. The servers couldn't handle the volume. Thousands of players glitched out unfairly, and the entire game became a mess. It wasn't fun, it wasn't fair, it wasn't polished. And once again, the pattern showed itself. The idea was strong, the execution was weak. The planning was rushed, and the trust disappeared because people expected better from someone claiming to be the most innovative creator alive. The worst part wasn't that Finger on the App was ruined by cheaters. The worst part was that Jimmy never implemented real anti-cheat systems to begin with. It showed the same reckless optimism that made MrBeast Burger fall apart, the same optimistic ignorance that made Lunchley crash, the same overconfidence that made his AI tool blow up in his face. Jimmy kept assuming everything would work out because his name was attached. But apps don't care about hype, servers don't care about subscribers, cheaters don't care about intentions. By the time 2022 and 2023 rolled around, the cracks that started with MrBeast Burger weren't just cracks anymore. They became structural failures across his entire product ecosystem. And for the first time, people stopped treating these failures as isolated accidents. The public finally began to connect the dots. Every new launch seemed to follow the same cycle. Massive hype, rushed rollout, ignored warnings, public backlash, then a quiet retreat as if nothing happened. And the most destructive example of this cycle was Lunchley, which launched publicly in late 2023 and collapsed almost immediately after hitting shelves. Trust, and kids could enjoy. The branding made it look like a guilt-free option, something actually nutritious. But when people saw the nutrition labels in late November 2023, the illusion shattered instantly.
For several reasons. One, I don't have nutrition facts for each part of the kits. For example, how many calories come from Feastables versus the food component. Second, some of the portion sizes aren't the same. The turkey cracker kit from Lunchables is 82 grams, while Lunchley's is 72 grams. 3, there are so many varieties of Lunchables that
The ingredients list was full of ultra-processed components, despite months of marketing suggesting it was made with real food. The real cheese claims were exposed as cherry-picked truths, and worse, independent tests later revealed trace amounts of lead and phthalates, which became a major scandal once TikTok parents began sharing the findings in December 2023. The backlash didn't stop at nutrition. The quality control issues were unreal for a product pushed this aggressively. In early January 2024, customers began posting videos of mold growing inside sealed Lunchley packages.
I think how we're doing the first.
These are molded. Okay, so these ones are supposed to be good until December, and we just got them from the store. It says used by December 8th, 2024, and today's date is October 16th. So these are supposed to be good for like another 2 months. This is molded. That's mold. This is not safe, especially like kids that are so young. They may not know what mold looks like, so they might just eat it.
And there's mold.
Why is there mold in the Lunchley?
Oh my god, it's actually disgusting.
Epic ingredients. This is mold in the cheese, and this is really unhealthy. You should not eat mold. I don't know if this is an issue in their recipe development or packaging. I think it's a packaging issue. The sealant here feels really cheap, like whatever is holding this on the top. It is not vacuum tight. I'm gonna make these pizzas anyways.
Not old packages, not mishandled ones, but ones that were still well within their printed expiration dates. For a children's food product to contain visible colonies of mold before its sell-by date isn't just a slight quality issue. It's a complete and catastrophic failure of manufacturing oversight. And when parents discovered it on TikTok, the anger felt personal.
Yep, fatal mold is growing in specifically children's foods all across the US, and the FDA will not stop this. Parents were shocked after viral videos showed MrBeast, KSI, and Logan Paul's Lunchley being exposed with alleged blue mold spores forming in their cheeses, making not only the cheese allegedly unsafe to eat when you see it, but a lot of mold gets hidden in the middle of the cheese, making it impossible to detect, and it's being consumed and distributed in over 1,000 different retailers across the US to specifically kids. Mass people were dumping out their Lunchley in fear of what fatal diseases this would cause, as reports show if ingested, children could experience vomiting, nausea, diarrhea, trouble breathing, skin breaking out, and if young enough, death. And if you experience any of these symptoms, it might be the start of the end for your child.
They weren't just frustrated that a product was bad, they were furious that something they trusted as safe turned out to be dangerous. The internet response was brutal. Dan TDM was one of the first major creators to drag Lunchley publicly. Jacksepticeye backed this sentiment, pointing out how influencers were pushing products that cut health corners while pretending to be wholesome. It didn't help that KSI tried defending Lunchley by comparing it to a toy, essentially telling people to stop complaining because kids eat worse things anyway. Community Notes immediately fact-checked him, turning his attempt at damage control into a viral embarrassment. Logan Paul also joined the defense, but his tone was dismissive, defensive, and completely out of touch with the actual concerns. Their reactions made the entire situation feel like a group of influencers circling the wagons instead of addressing legitimate issues. Lunchley didn't last long after that. By February 2024, some stores quietly began pulling the product from shelves. The company never issued a public recall, opting instead for a quality hold, which is basically a silent admission that something went wrong. Parent influencers kept posting mold findings, nutritionists kept disproving the claims, sales cratered by over 80% in less than 2 months. And for the first time in MrBeast's career, people weren't just blaming the partners or the manufacturers, they were blaming him, because he had spent months promoting this thing as if it was a genuinely better food option for kids. And he did that without understanding or verifying the fundamentals. This wasn't just a business failure, it was negligence disguised as branding, and it permanently damaged the public's belief that his products were built with care. While Lunchley was collapsing, another part of MrBeast's product empire was slowly eroding. Feastables,
This is my old Feastables chocolate bar.
which launched in January 2022, was supposed to be his signature brand, a fun, cleaner candy alternative that appealed to both kids and adults. And during its first year, it was a success. People bought it for the novelty, the packaging, the treasure hunt videos, and the hype. But by mid-2023, the problem started stacking up. Sales velocity began dropping significantly after the initial boom. Kids who once treated Feastables like collectible items simply moved on. The bars weren't bad, but they weren't special enough to keep long-term loyalty once the excitement disappeared. Then the more damaging issues started. Ethical sourcing concerns emerged in late 2023, when reports suggested that some cocoa suppliers used by Feastables were flagged for potential labor problems. The internet labeled it dirty chocolate, and the phrase stuck. Even if accusations weren't fully conclusive, the public perception shifted immediately. And perception in business, especially when a brand is built on trust, is sometimes more powerful than truth. The brand also faced a lawsuit from a nuts company over the D's Nuts bar name, which added unnecessary legal drama to an already weakening product. The product launches became repetitive, the marketing lacked variety, and the brand's entire appeal revolved around MrBeast's face rather than any cultural identity. By late 2023 and early 2024, the Feastables hype had noticeably faded. It still sells, but it no longer dominates shelves, no longer trends, no longer sparks massive excitement. For a product meant to anchor his empire, the decline showed how his brand power wasn't enough to sustain something long-term without deeper innovation. And audiences saw the pattern. They saw a product built fast, marketed loud, but not maintained with the same intensity. Around the same time Feastables was losing momentum, MrBeast made what many now consider the biggest PR miscalculation of his career. In October 2023, he announced Beastland, a massive entertainment partnership with Saudi Arabia.
Massive announcement! I'm opening a theme park in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on November 13th. People ask me all the time, MrBeast, I want to compete in one of your videos. Well, now you can. This theme park is filled with some of the craziest challenges and most insane prizes we have ever given away. Like all theme parks, we have roller coasters, we have drop towers, we have all that usual stuff. But in Beastland, we also have custom-made games that are inspired off our YouTube channel. This theme park is going to blow your mind, and tickets literally just went live. Beastland opens on November 13th as part of Riyadh season. You can book your tickets through WeBook. Guys, this is going to be awesome. I'll be there opening day. Make sure you buy your tickets before they sell out.
The country wanted to build a giant theme park, and MrBeast was positioned as a central figure. On paper, it sounded groundbreaking, but the problem wasn't the theme park. The problem was the context. Saudi Arabia has a long, well-documented record of human rights concerns, and people have historically criticized celebrities who participate in Saudi-backed projects because they often act as PR tools. The moment MrBeast announced the partnership, the backlash was immediate. People called him out for participating in state laundering, helping rebrand a government with a controversial global image. Critics said he was trading his reputation for a giant paycheck. Fans felt betrayed because his entire brand was built on doing good, and this partnership looked like a betrayal of that core value. The louder he tried to defend himself, the worse it got. He claimed the park was just entertainment, not politics. But the reality is simple. When you partner with a government, you inherit their controversies. You cannot separate the two. And that's exactly what happened to his public image. But the damage to his reputation was instantaneous. And while all of this was happening, another failure was quietly unfolding behind the scenes. In mid-2023, MrBeast introduced an AI thumbnail tool through a platform called ViewStats. It was supposed to help creators generate thumbnails in MrBeast's style using AI.
There's a new way to make professional-looking viral thumbnails with zero Photoshop experience. And the best part is, this new method works in every niche. Whether you do gaming, cooking, beauty, this works for all of them. From creating custom results from any channel to literally being able to put your face on a thumbnail, it literally feels like cheating. This is the home of the AI tool where you can type in any channel on all of YouTube and it will use it as inspiration for the thumbnail it's generating.
But within days, people discovered it was trained on plagiarism. Creators found their thumbnails and trademarks inside the generated outputs. Jacksepticeye's logo was found embedded in the dataset. Artists publicly accused the tool of stealing their work. The outrage grew until Jimmy himself had to intervene. The tool was taken down, a public apology was made, and a new initiative called the Thumbnail Artist Directory replaced it. But the damage was already done. The public saw that behind the scenes, his team was willing to cut ethical corners to automate creativity. It wasn't just a bad look, it was a confirmation that his obsession with efficiency had begun crossing lines. Everything from 2022 to 2024 pointed to the same problem. The empire was expanding faster than the structure holding it together, and Beastland, Feastables, and Lunchley were only part of the collapse. Because at the same time these products were failing publicly, another project behind the scenes was experiencing chaos of its own: Beast Games.
I am standing on $5 million, the grand prize of the most insane competition show you've ever seen. And competing for it are these 1,000 contestants!
Announced in early 2023 and filmed that same year, was supposed to be his magnum opus, a fully televised mega competition series with thousands of players competing in a massive real-world arena. But even before the show released, countless reports surfaced about production issues, overspending, contestant safety concerns, and multiple reshoots. Everything about the project screamed overscaling. Too big, too fast, too chaotic. By late 2023, contestants were posting anonymously about dangerous challenges, poorly managed environments, and exhausting conditions during filming. The show kept getting delayed, expectations kept growing, and the hype slowly died because people stopped believing the project would actually deliver on its promises. For someone whose entire reputation was built on always delivering, this was a major blow. Beast Games didn't fail publicly yet, but the build-up made people question whether scaling his content to a Netflix-sized format was even possible. The most uncomfortable part is that none of these failures needed to happen. If he slowed down, partnered with the right experts, listened to critics instead of reacting defensively, and treated these products with long-term responsibility instead of short-term virality, things might have turned out differently. By the time 2024 arrived, the public no longer looked at MrBeast as the untouchable creator who always delivered perfection. The combination of MrBeast Burger collapsing between 2021 and 2023, the AI plagiarism scandal erupting in mid-2023, the fading hype of Feastables by late 2023, and the implosion of Lunchley in early 2024 had fundamentally changed how people saw him. And what made everything worse was that these weren't the only problems happening. His charity projects, which once felt like the most genuine part of his brand, were now being questioned. MrBeast wasn't a creator who built a company. He was a company built on a creator. And once that balance shifted, the entire structure became vulnerable. The first major hit to his charitable image came in 2023, when people started questioning the long-term sustainability of the wells he built in Africa. For years, the internet praised him for funding wells in rural communities. The videos performed extremely well, and the media treated them like proof that he was doing more good than any philanthropist twice his age. But charity doesn't end when the cameras turn off. A well isn't a one-time gift. It's infrastructure that needs maintenance, repairs, and management from trained local teams. And as reports began surfacing in 2023 and 2024 that some of MrBeast's wells had stopped functioning or weren't being maintained properly, the conversation shifted. Suddenly, people who once praised him began asking why it seemed like the responsibility was left to communities who didn't have the resources to maintain the systems. Critics argued that this was video-first philanthropy, meaning projects designed for emotional impact but lacking long-term support. And this wasn't the first time his charity efforts raised concerns. Even the hearing aid video from early 2023, which showed him giving thousands of people access to advanced medical devices, faced criticism from audiologists who said these devices require follow-up appointments, adjustments, and long-term care. Without that support, recipients might struggle in ways the video didn't show. People weren't denying that he helped real individuals. They were pointing out that solving medical issues requires systems, not one-time gestures. And that criticism hit harder because MrBeast built his image around the idea that he could fix global problems with a single gesture, a single gift, a single video. Then there was the housing controversy. In 2021 and 2022, MrBeast built houses for families in need. The videos went viral because people love seeing life-changing gifts. But once again, critics pointed out that giving someone a house is only part of the solution. Houses require maintenance, utilities, long-term financial commitment, security infrastructure, and insurance. Without support systems in place, giving someone a house can sometimes create new burdens instead of solving old ones. Some local reports suggested that upkeep and ongoing costs were falling back on families who weren't prepared for the added responsibilities. MrBeast didn't address these concerns publicly, and because of that silence, the criticism grew. To many people, it felt like another example of good intentions overshadowed by incomplete execution. The more these conversations surfaced, the more cracks appeared in the Beast philanthropy brand. The channel originally launched in 2020 with a promise of full transparency, including showing receipts and breakdowns of how donations were used. But by 2022 and 2023, people noticed that the transparency wasn't as consistent as expected. Questions were raised about how money was allocated, how much came from sponsors versus donors, and how sustainable the operation was without MrBeast personally funding it. Reports about IRS scrutiny didn't help either. Even if nothing illegal happened, the public perception was shifting. Instead of seeing a flawless philanthropist, people began seeing someone stretched thin, trying to run a massive charity organization with a YouTuber mindset. And while his charity image was being questioned, another part of his empire was slowly collapsing in plain sight. His side channels, which once looked like a genius expansion strategy, were losing momentum. The decline wasn't sudden, it was gradual and easy to miss if you weren't paying attention. Beast Reacts, which launched in 2021, had insane numbers at first, but by late 2023 and early 2024, engagement dropped significantly. The format became repetitive, the reactions felt less authentic, and fans realized that without Jimmy's personality driving every moment, the content felt robotic and formulaic. Viewers weren't watching MrBeast, they were watching a MrBeast branded production line. Even Beast Gaming, once one of his most promising expansions, began slowing down. Gaming content thrives on personality, unpredictability, and long-term connection. But with MrBeast spreading himself across so many projects, the gaming videos lost their spark. The energy felt disconnected, the production felt overly polished, and the charm that made early gaming videos fun was gone. By 2023, uploads slowed. By 2024, the momentum was essentially dead. If you want more breakdowns like this, the only thing you need to do is hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one, drop a comment with your thoughts because I actually read them, and like the video so the algorithm doesn't bury it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.